like before starting, to be honest, I'm not used to Supabase right now. I'm like currently knowing each other with the Supabase. So I before used Firebase before using Supabase, but I'm really excited to be here. Not like as a speaker, but as a listener. Thanks to the all speaker, I get really a lot of insights. So my speaking is like a migrating Firebase to Supabase. You know, the Supabase is a alternatives of the Firebase. So my speaking is mostly for the indie developers who want to give it a shot of the Supabase or planning to migrate Supabase. So if you're an indie developer or like hobby developer or like project, this speaking would be help. And also, is there someone who loves to play or watch Korean baseball? Korean baseball? You love Korean baseball? So you would be really love to hear this speaking. So about me, I'm an iOS developer at NXT, and I'm addicted to the baseball. Look, you see, if you're a Lotte fan, I'm always be salty. I agree with you, and I'm a hackathon lover. And you want to see my LinkedIn, and here's the QR code. And also, my project is called the 모두의 야구. It's a stream baseball cheer song streaming app. So I started since 2022, and as you can see, I had a first chart. I once had a first chart in the sports in the App Store, so it totaled 230K downloads yesterday. So yeah, so I'm gonna also show you the demo projects and the currently running projects in the simulator. So don't worry. So what I'm gonna speak is like why and how to migrate to Firebase to Supabase, cost, query, dev experience, and the three things is like most benefits things I kind of felt the Supabase is quite nice. So pain point we migrate to Supabase. So these projects first starts at the hackathon. So it's at 2022. At that time Supabase was not that famous. So you know when you search at the YouTube, the Firebase tutorial, there are a bunch of Firebase tutorials. So okay, we can use Firebase. There are not much features and not much things to make it, so we need to make it quick, so we use Firebase. And also there are a lot of references, but as you can see, there are many people are gonna use and play our songs. There's gonna be a bunch of use cases. So first is the complex filtering and rankings. So as our app grew, users want to see song from the multiple team at once, sorted by the popularity. For example, so one team, there's a lot of popularity, first to the lowest. So in the Firestore, we had to query each team separately, merge results in the clients and sort again. That's kind of a yuck. So every new feature start with the can Firestore can handle this. Second is the unclear data layer boundary. So we're calling Firestore directly from view models, because I'm a front-end developer. So UI and data logics were mixed together, making like a testing and putting other features difficult. And third is the unpredictable pricing. So I think this is the most painful part while using the Firestore. So Firebase charges, as the charges per document rate. So in our case, during the peak season, like Korean series or like all-star things, it was hard to predict how much it costs. So we kind of often surprised by the monthly bill. So like, why are these so expensive? So within three reasons, our team decided to migrate something flexible and predictable, and that answer was the Supabase. So wow, the migration process was really simple than I expected. So in this QR code, Supabase provides official tools like a Python script. So first, we dump the whole Firestore collection into the JSON. Now, thanks to the Supabase, the script does all the things. Then the script creates the Postgres tables and imported the data. We ran both systems in parallel for 2 weeks to verify everything worked, then made the full switch. So if you want the detailed information, here's check the QR code. It's so super easy. First thing I want to talk about is the query. Everyone who used the Firebase, the query really sucks. So After I migrate Firebase to Supabase, there's no more sub-collections, finally. So previously we had a structure as a sub-collection for each team. So now it's just like a one song, just one table in so a bunch of columns. It's really, really much cleaner. So it makes much easier to query data across the multiple teams at once. Second is the filtering and sorting moved from app code into query. Before, we fetch data from the Firestore and then filter and sort it at the Swift code because I'm an developer. We have to fetch the whole data and filter and sort all things in the front side. So now when we're using Supabase, we're just using by the where clause and order by. So our app code has become much simpler. And this is kind of like a detailed thing, is we got a little bit of type safety. So in case of Supabase, when we fetch the data, it's because fetch data from in case of the Firestore, I mean, you get the dictionary. So we had to cast types manually every time. Now the result decodes directly into the codable models when you use the Supabase. Oh yeah, and this let's look at some code for this is the Swift codes. And as you can see, you can see the like a red dots at the one. You can see the loop there. Nearby the red dot is like a number 1. We're making a separate query for each team. If the user selects like a 5 team, that's like 5 network calls. And at the number 2, the red dots, so we have to sort the result ourselves into the Swift code, like I said before. So the app is doing all the heavy lifting, looping, merging, sorting, all the things. So that's a lot of logic, really. And bam, that's the Supabase code when we are using when we migrated. So see this like a where it's like where or like order. So like one query, no matter how many times. So like it's like a yeah, it's really much simpler. We also have like improvements of the dev experience. First is like fixing data issues from the trivial. So like at the Firestore, the bad data meant clicking through the console or writing the scripts. So when you're using Firestore, when you want to search the one data, you need to like dig into the whole subscription, like same thing. It's really kind of like complex things to find the specific data from the Firestore console. But second thing is the schema enforces the consistency. We actually found that during the migration, that some populated fields were some strings and there were numbers. Postgres won't let that happen. Oh, and this is the fun part I really want to say about it. You know what the numbers meant. Numbers are the fun thing. So in case of we're using the Firebase, during the peak seasons, we almost cost like 87,000 won per month, only for the server cost. So it's about like $60 currently, I think. But when we change it to the Supabase, it's like completely like a 0.5% down the cost. So when we're just subscribing one Firebase Pro, it only costs like $25. It was like a 60% half. Some people ask that why are you using just free tier? Like free tier handles everything, but in our case, the degrees does matter. So I think the free tier only handles the 5 gigs of degrees, but in case of us, because I think we have like more than 20 to 30 gigabytes of degrees. So I think that's why we chose the pro tier. Yeah, and it's like a saving like a 52,000 won per month. It's like 60% lower. I think because of this one reason, I think this is worth using the Supabase. Yeah, so let me just wrap up the whole thing. So first is like queries match how we think about the data. So the SQL feels natural for filtering and sorting, and the better developer experience. So easy to fix data, debug performance, and maintain consistency. And the most important thing is that 60% lower costs. And you know what? Like some people can debate me. Still, 5 store is better. I agree with that. But in case of us, but sorting and like sorting the songs and like rankings or like what do you want to do with like sports things like. So if you are kind of like into the like complex analytics, I think Supabase was the silver bullet, at least to me. Yeah, this is the all for me, and for the I think here we go. This is our app. I cannot click it. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, this is our app. So if you want to listen to the share songs, you can just put it. I mostly used my app when I was working. So there's my playlist nearby. So yes, as you can see, just press the play. Yeah, you can you can just listen to the songs. So mostly for the low day for me at least. So this is my kind of like a lo-fi music for me when I'm coding or working or like playing games. Yeah. So if you're interested in there's a QR code if you want to download. Feel free to download. Oh, and we're also looking for the teammates. This is a side project, so we're also looking for teammates, the designers and the PM. So if you're interested in coffee chats and anything DMs are welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.